Good afternoon to everyone. My group is conformed by,
Mariano Candela.
Yo, Gamarra.
Romina Olivera.
and me, Daniela Merino. And today we're going to present the School Anniversary Project, Are We Really Who We Say We Are, which is an infographic.
What is an infographic? An infographic is a visual image, such as a chart or a diagram, used to represent information or data.
Here, our Christmas infographics. Here an example of infographic. Also, we can see Alonso's, Ariadna's, Dan's, and Kenneth's infographics.
Here you can see our criterions. We can appreciate the criterion A in the final version of the infographic because we make a visual text and present it to our beautiful and lovely Miss Mecholi.
We use the criterion B by doing formative assessments to show what we have learned.
We have seen criteria C by presenting the infographic in spoken form.
Criterion D. When they offer our opinion or put details about the video we saw. In our case, that, and also when we did a worksheet as a Simpsons.
We use the following ATL skills during all the process: communication skills, creative thinking skills, collaboration skills, and reflection skills.
Communication skills, when we share our opinions, family stories, in our infographic.
Creative skills. When we decide a template and design of our own product, also by doing the draft.
Collaboration skills, when we talk with some family members to obtain information for our infographic.
Reflection skills. When we finish doing each worksheet, at the end, we did a reflection of each of them, and also in our infographic, we did our metacognition. During all this project, we developed some IB attributes that were thinkers, communicative, open-minded, and reflective. We were thinkers when we tried to put all of our ideas in an infographic.
We were communicators when we present our ideas, opinions, perspectives, and obviously presenting our infographic.
We were open to listen and accept different opinions about our families and our climate ideas.
And as I already mentioned, we were reflective by doing the metacognition.
Now, the key concept communication. Basically, we share our point of view and opinions during all this work because it is about ourselves.
Our related concept is context message. We can see this by the fact of us presenting our infographics to a specific audience, in our case, our classmates.
And finally, identities and relationship as a global context. And we have seen this basically in all the project because the infographic point is to show our identity.
During all this project, we followed the inquiry cycle, which consists in 3 parts.
Inquiring about any theme.
Doing the project or product.
And finally, the metacognition.
What we did learn before the project.
First, we did an interview to a family member to obtain information of our family tree. Here you can see in one side the information in Spanish because my family doesn't know English, and the other side is the same information but in English.
We also watched TikTok videos.
Lots of TikTok videos, and those videos were about identity.
And Mamondo's project video. Now the worksheets. We did some formative assessments. During this worksheet that you can see, we had to complete the DNA information and characteristics of each person. Almost all were during normal classes.
We also see lots of PPTs our beautiful Miss Mecholi did. For example, this PPT was very important because it told us what an infographic is. And here you can see some other images about the same PPT.
Our infographic process starts by researching about our family tree, then we make a draft, and finally the infographic.
Now, what is Mamondo's project?
Well, Momondo's project is basically a DNA test for knowing from where you are and know more about your identity.
What is a family tree? A family tree is a diagram showing the relationship between people in several generations of a family, a genealogical tree.
These are some examples of a family tree that we made on a website called Family Echo that our awesome Miss Micholi recommend us.
Here you can see some of our classmates presenting their family trees in class.
And here we can see some other classmates presenting their infographics. We also did logos that represent us and work using our book.
My infographic. I want to explain the process I follow to complete it. As I said before, we follow the inquiry cycle, that is inquiry, action, and reflection. In this case, in the part of inquiry, I start looking for information about my roots, the meaning of my name, the photo when I was a child, etc. Then in action, I start organizing the information and following some tips Ms. Micholi gave us. And the reflection I presented in class and made a reflection.
Well, I basically followed the same process as Mariano in my infographic. First, I search for family information, like my family story and my family tree. Then I search for personal information, like hobbies, fun facts, and the meaning of my names and last names.
We use the same process, which is the inquiry cycle, for inquiring about the theme, in this case, our roots and family traditions. Then planning what to put inside the infographic, do the infographic, present it to the whole class, and finally, the metacognition. In this case, I decided to include the meaning of my name, where it comes from, a mini version of a family tree, some fun facts, and a family story.
As you have heard, we all follow the same process. In my infographic, I started researching more about my family. Then I put some things that I like, some fun facts about me, a little story, some photos of me with my friends, and also the meaning of my first name.
Now, what is identity? Identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. And what does belonging mean? Belonging means acceptance as a member or part. It's such a simple word for a huge concept.
Where do we belong? We belong to our house, to Peru and to our school. How do we become who we are? We become who we are by building our own personality and having our own ideas.
What makes us unique? Our different characteristics, physical and emotional, makes our personality different from others. How is social networking redefining identity? Social networking is affecting our interaction face to face, maybe increasing our self-esteem or decreasing it. How do we present ourselves to others via social media? Just by having a profile in any social media is like an ID.
Can people change? Yes, they can, but they need time to. To what extent does social networking connect us or set us further apart? They connect us because we can interact with our friends and family and also to new people, but it also can make us further by not having personal contact with them.
The conclusion slash metacognition. What have we learned? Well, we learned more information about ourselves, including family information.
How do we learn it? We learn it by searching and watching videos.
One part of the tests were easy, difficult, or new. The easy part was to talk to our family, and it was difficult to interact with our class by presenting our infographic and to complete assessments.
How this is useful to us? It's useful because we know more information about our own family and also because we can build a better personality.
How can we improve it? In my personal opinion, I can improve my work doing a better family tree and searching more about my roots.
I can improve it by including an extended family tree because I put just a mini version.
Well, I could improve it by making a better research about my roots and adding some photos about my family.
I could improve by adding more photos of when I was a kid.
Finally, here you can appreciate our app source. And thank you for your attention. That's the end of our presentation.